Hello, my friends. I hope you are doing well. Hot dog. It's always time for nationals. I cannot wait. I might even be more excited this being my second year going than last year. This is unbelievable just thinking about doing this. Um, so, sorry I've had a crazy month. I've been in Seattle, Alaska, Lexington, Kentucky, New York, Myrtle Beach, Wilmington, North Carolina, and then back here and Raleigh, North Carolina. Crazy. It's the life I lead, but that and the nature of what I do it sometimes keeps me from even answering simple questions on Instagram. So forgive me. I got things to ship out. All of this is going out care packages. By the way, the folks that were on uh, Periscope today, little Miles Turner action for you, bud. It's on the way. Um, at any rate, very excited, to go to nationals. We're under a month. I actually have to drive to Kansas City tomorrow, believe it or not. The next 2 days, actually. I'm going to Lexington tomorrow, then Kansas City, and then Atlanta, and then back here, and then I can focus. Ship out all these care packages before nationals, and then get ready, which is what I want to talk about because I'm starting to get tons and tons of questions towards nationals. And I really wanted to answer Oregon Collector 21's questions because he had some good ones. And it's a little easier for me to do this and type it all out because sometimes I'll get a lot of questions. I've got 74 unread DMs, and I'll answer one thing, and then that starts the conversation. Then it becomes 80, 90 conversations at once. And that's why the timing takes, it's just so much, especially when you get home at the end of the day. So, at any rate, he said, one, will you trade there? Absolutely, I will trade there in person for sure. And it's not that I don't want to trade on Instagram. It's just I don't have time to answer all the questions, much less if you've seen on some of the Periscope stuff, the closets that I have full of cars. If somebody's like, well, what Andrew Wiggins do you have? Well, okay, and you gotta go dig through all those. And it's like, well, do you have any more? What about Gorgie Ding? And then you're like, oh, okay, and then you gotta go dig through those. I just can't do it. So it's not that I don't want to, but I am definitely gonna bring a lot of stuff to trade at Nationals, so I will trade there. He also asked, what is Panini's redemption trade up system? I think you take your stuff in. If I remember right, they have a booth, and you can take stuff in, and they'll give you signed photos and certain cards. But it was I didn't have to do a lot of that, but I'm hoping that'll be on their website. Another question I get a lot about is, what does it take to get into the VIP party? It's very expensive. Last year, I think it was about either $7,500 worth of product or $10,000 worth of product. I think it was 75. We don't know what it'll be this year yet, but there's a list of products that you have to buy from, and you have to buy a certain amount, and you get certain deals with certain people that'll help you get there. And then once you buy all that, you open all that stuff, but they'll give you right when you buy all that. Say it's 7,500. You buy $7,500 worth of Panini stuff from this list of stuff: football, baseball, basketball, whatever. You take it back to your hotel room, and you just rip it to shreds, and it looks like a hand grenade went off. You keep all those cards, and you do what you want with them, and pull some great stuff. But it's stuff like last year was Prism and basketball, and like elite football or something like that. But it's not going to be immaculate or national treasures. It's stuff they have extra product of. So it's not going to be the high end stuff. Then right when you buy all that and you meet that standard, they'll give you, I think it was 400 silver packs. And that's what really cool special national convention stuff comes out of: patches and autos and base set and stuff that you can only get there or on eBay later. And then you get into the party, and then the party is amazing, and it's with all these celebrities, and you meet them all, and you get pictures with them all. You can't get them to sign anything right there for you, but you leave the party with gifts of stuff. You get a signed something from all of them. It was photos last year, and the photos were fantastic. I mean, they were awesome. Um, and then at the party, they give you your gold packs, and those are sick. I mean, you just pull amazing stuff. So yes, you have to spend a lot. And I know that's not going to be possible for, I mean, I couldn't have done it, when I was 15. But if you're in your 20s or if you do it, anyway, you take that product and what you don't want to keep from that, you turn around and sell on eBay, and you take the product that you had to buy. So you have got good stuff from the silver packs, you got amazing stuff from the gold packs, and you got whatever the product you had to buy was, and you sell the excess and recoup some of your $7,500 back. And you can depending on what you hit. I mean, there's some sick stuff, and you're going to get a black box there too. And in that black box is a one of one card, guaranteed. And some of those are just disgusting. I got a couple of them here. I'll give you an example. Sorry, gotta look at me get up and do this. But I've got some over here. But like, here's just like Devin Booker. That's 5. That was from a gold pack. Cauley Stein, one of one. And then, you have Towns and you have baseball and football and all this stuff in there. And so that's how the party kind of works. I don't know about the trade up system. Another one he asked was, how young are the free breaks for? Younger than me, man. So I wasn't looking. I was out of that running a long time ago. So I have no idea. You have to look on the website on that one. The other is, this was a really good question. What are some of the what are some of the must know type knowledge for someone going there for the first time? And I was asking the same question last year. The one thing I can tell you, I can tell you a few things on this. So, one is, if you have a bunch of stuff you're taking to trade and you're like, well, I'm not really sure if I want to trade this or not, this has some sentimental value, then don't take it, because you're going to trade it. I mean, you got to have some killer willpower, because I took stuff I was a little bit not sure of, and I got stuff for it, but it is overwhelming. And even for me in my late 30s, going and having read about it for years, I was overwhelmed. It is unbelievable the amount of stuff you have there. You're going to see stuff you like better than things that you are on the fence about that you're taking. So, I mean, I had a great Kobe Bryant that I was like, oh, I don't know, should I trade it? And I took it and I was like, oh, here, take it, please. I gotta have that, and they're gonna have everything. Every great card you can think of ever is gonna be there. I mean, Jordan exquisite, LeBron exquisite, Durant exquisite, Mickey Mantle rookies, you name it. And if you don't stay focused on some of that stuff, you're gonna end up being like, oh, it's Anthony Davis used coffee cup here. Take this, Kevin Durant. Like, you're gonna freak out. So make sure that you're really ready to part with whatever you take, because they're gonna have everything you've ever thought of there. And it goes back to what I've said before in these videos: is you can't have it all. You can't have it all. No matter what kind of funding, what kind of trade bait you got, you can't have it all. Which leads me to this. So I did this last year and I'm doing it again this year. But you can see, making my list. What do I need? What do I need to focus on when I'm there? Now, this isn't a list like, well, I can't veer from this list. I have to only get this. No. It's too fun. There's too much stuff you'll see there that you've never seen before. But this helps me stay focused when you get overwhelmed. It's like, all right, today I really need to look for these things. And if I see something really cool, then I can go back and think about it, or I can not in a hotel or talk to somebody about it, or work a trade or something like that. But I think this is kind of good for any card show, especially the bigger ones, because one of the best things that I had from Nationals last year is I had a little list. I wanted to finish my 1953 top set. I wanted to finish certain things, and I did, and then start other projects, those side PCs that I did a video about. And it was great that even though I came in with all this new stuff, I knocked things off my list, and I had that feeling of accomplishment. Like, that was part of my goal. I really took a big bite out of some of my goals. Like this year, 1961 tops. I mean, 61 and 62 Fleer basketball. Probably won't complete the whole set while I'm at nationals, but can I take 20% out of that set that I'm looking for? Go for some comments, things like that, especially when you get overwhelmed with all the high end, crazy, big stuff. Yeah. And when your funds get a little lower and when your trade bait gets a little lower after you've maybe gone for some big stuff and you're like, I don't know what to do with this $50 or $80. Don't go blow it on wax if you've got a list like this and you can say, all right, I'm going to get 2 more cards for this set that I need. So I would definitely say be smart with your what you take to trade, because you're going to want to trade everything, and have a good list to fall back on at certain times in the show. And again, that works for any card show, but especially at nationals because it's so overwhelming. The other thing is, and this is kind of good any time in life, but I would say at nationals, really listen to what some of the dealers and the other patrons are talking about. I remember going around. I spent the first day just looking. I didn't buy much at all because it'd take a whole day to just look at everything. I do that at card shows. I always kind of peruse first rather than just go to the first table and spend a lot. But that's no secret. Lots of people do that. But I kept thinking, man, there are all these LeBrons here. I'll never see this many LeBrons in one place. If he wins a title in Cleveland, none of these are going to go down unless he decks a referee or something like that. His whole career at this point dictates that he's going to be extremely popular, and there's never been a title in Cleveland for 54 years and all these things. So I went around with Card Collector 2 and some other folks who were there, and I focused, which I didn't go in there with initially, focused on finding LeBron's high-end on-card autos, rookies that I could find. And I was trading stuff that was good, but like a Wiggins rookie or a Kawhi Leonard that was really low numbered, things like that were great cards, certainly. But my thought was, Kawhi, this is probably his ceiling. He's already been an MVP of the NBA Finals. Wiggins is great, but I'll keep my favorite Wiggins rookie, a National Treasures and Immaculate, something like that. And then I'll get rid of these to get LeBron. And sure enough, that paid off. So you got to listen to what the dealers are saying, like, this is a good deal on LeBron. They're all going to tell you it's a good deal, but listen to other people saying and think really hard about, if you're going for an investment, what's the next good investment? So then the question would be, what's the next good investment? Well, I'd say, me personally, all right, so looking at the NBA free agency and all these things, and this is just conjecture. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not the purveyor of wisdom, just, dishing out, I don't know everything. I can't answer half these questions that are asked. But just thought process. I mean, who's the next big guy in the NBA that hasn't won a title that people would like to see win a title? And despite the bad press for going to Golden State that he's got on from some people, Durant, I mean, if Durant wins a title, a lot of people are going to be digging that because he hadn't got that much blowback considering. And yeah, some people are down on him, but if they go off and win it, and he gets a title there, I think a lot of his stuff will do really well. Westbrook, I don't think he's necessarily going to win a title without Durant, but his numbers are going to be insane. If he doesn't get traded, he's going to be the show in OKC, and he is so fierce and plays so fierce. His numbers are going to be nuts. So, I'll probably look for a couple of Westbrooks. I'm always big on Durant rookies, so I love the Seattle stuff, that kind of thing. You got to think, if they stay healthy, we were talking about this on Periscope today, the Knicks. And the reason I say that is Derrick Rose is always popular. Carmelo's kind of faded. A lot of his stuff is really cheap right now. I've picked up some great Carmelo stuff off COMC for, rookie autographs for $60, $45, $89, stuff like that. If the Knicks get going, and some of y'all are too young to remember this, but with Porzingis, Noah, Derrick Rose, and Carmelo. When a New York team gets going, for those of y'all Yankee fans, I mean, that's such a big market that can drive up prices if you're going for investments, and and it's cool anyway. So that's the kind of stuff that I like to try and think about when I'm not focusing on my Kentucky stuff, my Anthony Davis stuff, my side PCs, my sets that I'm working on. So that's what I would definitely say to that. Don't get sucked too much into, you know, I mean, I loved, like, last night, the home run derby was amazing. I mean, that was unbelievable. And Stanton's awesome. But it's like the dunk contest. You'll see like an Aaron Gordon bump and then it'll come back down. Like, don't get too sucked into a one moment, but look for good trends that you can think of if you're doing investments. Um, and then one thing that's awesome about Nationals is you can find the coolest, unique stuff if you're into things like non-cards, like a piece of sports memorabilia, or um, an autographed picture. I got a picture of Mike Tyson, signed it, of the screenshot of Mike Tyson's Punch Out, which I played as a kid. I bought this from Upper Deck, but I think is awesome, and it's stuff like this. Look how big this thing is. A signed Jordan print of his rookie, which is amazing. That's all the authentication from Upper Deck. But this kind of stuff, it's everywhere. They've got like Odell Beckham catch and all these different things, and like the Wiggins jersey I gave away for those who are around on Instagram for that. Try and pick up something unique, or pick a card that you're looking for that becomes a memory of that Nationals. So, for instance, I've been putting together these RPA sets, and I need Anthony Davis. I can afford to go get Anthony Davis right now, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to get it at Nationals because that will be the memory that I associate with that. Same with, I was really needed the Satchel Paige 1953 Topps to finish my set that I started when I was 11. And I could afford it way before Nationals, but I knew the whole year I was going, and I said, that's when I'm going to finish that set at Nationals and get there. And it was an awesome memory, and I got to tell the dealer about it, and they talked to me about it, and we started a relationship up, and it was awesome. It was incredible. And you'll meet the coolest people there. So don't have your head down in the card table so much that you miss the stuff that is only going to be there. And on the trade part, which is great. This is a little update. I've been on the phone. I'm staying at Caesars with a bunch of other guys. It looks like it's not confirmed yet, but I will confirm it as soon as I can. We're going to be able to have a room to meet and trade and meet each other face to face, which I know a lot of people want to do, and I definitely want to do. I would love to meet as many of y'all as possible. And Nationals is so crazy. So what I'm trying to do, it's not confirmed, is have a room it's either a Caesars hotel or Bally's hotel, Ballys. I think they're right next to each other. They're both a half mile from the convention center, and a lot of people are staying at both. Where from 4 to 8 p.m. on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we'd have like refreshments in there and just some tables. And so you can go to the show all day, do your thing, and if any time in that 4 hours we could meet there and trade it up and talk life and talk cards and talk sports and just do all that good stuff. So I'm hoping that comes through. I've been on the phone with the lady, and I'm hoping for a email or call back tomorrow. So, man, I'm rambling like crazy. Anyway, I'm trying to think of what else I know. I hope Immaculate comes out by the time we get there. I don't know if it will. But that's what I know. I will try and answer any other questions that come through. I had a crazy week. I lost a friend that I was in high school with. He's a great dude in a tragic way. And it just makes me again kind of go back to like this stuff is great. I love having the cards on display and looking around this room and or anybody's collection. You go, man, that's awesome. But it's not about how many Anthony Davis autos you have or how many LeBron autos you have. It's when I look at these cards and go, oh man, you know, Card Collector 2 gave me that. Ryan gave me that. And, you know, Bo Sox General gave me this. And I got this at this show when I was going. It's about those memories because you can't take it with you. And it's so much more fun to look around the man cave even when you see all these jerseys and you see all this stuff. But it's not. I didn't buy it on Sky Mall. It was this was a gift from a friend, and this was an experience at the show. And say, what people say like, why do you give this stuff away? And I was like, I'm at a place where I can create a memory for somebody. So any card show, but especially nationals, and just anytime you're dealing with commodities, the more you can attach an emotional or a sentiment to it, as long as it's not your business, and then you can do it a different way. And we can talk about that sometime. Create the memory, because you can have all of this, but if you just have it by yourself and there's no sentiment to it, then you're just alone in a room with cardboard. So have some fun with it. I hope that the trade room creates that type of atmosphere and that some of this advice helps and that y'all are having a great summer. I just hope it's an awesome summer. It's awesome up here in the mountains. And thank you so much. I will answer as many questions as I can, and y'all rock. It was awesome to get back from a tough week and see, a care package, a couple cards, but more importantly, money for Carl Snow, and just that idea of, well, let me do something special and give back to somebody else. And man, that was just an awesome thing to come home to after a hard time. So let's go do it some more, right? Thank you all very much. Good night, and I'll see y'all online as soon as I get some free time. Take it easy.